Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real Chat Daddy Show.
Chat Daddy, you're on silent.
I am your host, Chat Daddy. Glad to be here with you guys on a wonderful Friday evening. This is the first Friday of fall 2022. Can you believe that? So tonight we're going to kick it off by talking about relationships this evening. Grab your favorite beverage. You see, I have mine. Whatever it is that you drink, we're going to talk about relationships tonight on every level. Now, ladies, as we were talking back before we started the show, I never did get a chance to tell you both why I created this show and why it's entitled Love Hurts. It is not about love being hurt, but it's about the things that you've been through throughout your life that have hurt you in one way or another. It could have been losing your virginity to someone. It could have been a relationship that you thought was going to be your forever mate or whatever the case may be. And you have got to learn to grow from that, because we all have some hurt and some damage, and we've got to come away from all of that. So that's why this show was created, and we're going to have a good time tonight because we're going to talk about relationships, commitment, and we're going to close the night off with talking about sex. So make sure you guys, tell people to hang out with us. So tonight, helping me to kick off this inaugural show are two of my dearest friends. Both of these ladies, I can't say enough about them, but whenever we talk about relationships, I feel just a huge connection with them when it comes to talking about relationships. So, ladies, introduce yourselves, tell everybody who you are, and then I'm ready to get this party started.
Okay. All right. So I am Xavier Fox. A lot of you know me from my shows and stuff. I do a radio show 3 days a week, Mondays from 7 to 9 a.m. and Thursday and Friday from 12 to 2. And I also host events. And you can go to my website, check those out. I'll get that information later.
All right. Very good. Very good. And our next amazing lady is someone who I enjoy hanging out with her quite often. She's been a co-host on the show many times. We've had a birthday party before. But the one thing that I love about both of these ladies, but I love you more than anything, you are very truthful and honest about your own personal life, what you've been through. Introduce yourself to everybody.
Well, hello, wonderful viewers. I am Thyatira Towns, and I just live my life authentically me. I'm a personal concierge, a mobile notary, and I just truly live this Thigh life thing. Most everyone knows that I feel like I am the ultimate Gemini. So what you see right here is going to be different over here, and I just love love.
I love you too. This is amazing, ladies. Can everybody hear me clearly? Is there any issues going on? Is the broadcast okay? That's what I was wondering too. It is a little staticky, so we apologize to you guys. Hopefully that will clear up. It could be a Wi-Fi issue. All right, so ladies, I want to start the show off tonight just talking to you both, being successful Black women who have, shared your thoughts and feelings over the years with me about relationships. And more than anything, I want to check in with you all where you are now. I really don't know your personal relationship status. I just know you ladies, really do talk passionately about relationships. I'm going to start with you, Xavier. Where are you? How's things in your life? And what do you feel is going on with relationships nowadays?
Okay, where am I? I am single. I am open. I'm always open. I refuse to settle, though. After many relationships, we learn more about what we want and what we don't want. And so I'm not going to settle just for the sake of being in a relationship. And what do I think about relationships nowadays? I think that there are a lot of people who are settling because there's like a stigma attached, especially to women. There's like a stigma attached. If a woman is single, then there's something wrong with her. That's like the worst thing that could ever happen in the world. You're going to die alone, even though everybody dies alone. It's an independent journey. But I feel like relationships are more difficult than they should be or could be. And I'm not exactly sure how we got to this place. And I'm not exactly sure how to get away from it, but I know that healing is on the agenda. But first, you have to recognize that you need to be healed in some way.
I agree. I couldn't agree with you more on that. Lady Thigh, I want to check in with you, jet setter. This woman just recently went to New Orleans just to eat a meal and to come back home. Here you are, a sports fan. You're an attractive, both of you ladies are just beautiful. Where are you at with all of this with today's relationship? Where are you in your relationships? And what do you think about today's relationships?
Wow, that's such a loaded question. I always think about the song Independent. Do you know what I mean? I think living in the 90s and having that stigma of be independent, be the strong Black woman, um, not settling until you get that Mr. Big from Sex and the City. And ladies, guess what? He doesn't exist. So now I'm living in my reality at the tender age of 45. And now I'm just really accepting whatever God or whoever God gives to me. So, right about now, I'm just looking for someone who will just love all of me and let me be me. And let me be me means, from whatever career choice I ever decide to do, allow me to love me and allow me to flourish. But I've learned a lot these past couple of years about just the love language in which I want, not having this grandiose fantasy about love and having all these requirements on an individual when I already put myself on this one pedestal and I'm trying to find someone who's going to be equally yoked. Boom, he don't exist. So I
Well,
have
okay.
to understand that, hey, you just got to continue to live and not put those barriers on yourself. And Xavier, you said something that was really poignant. You said that, we're going to die alone. And I think that was my biggest fear, especially during COVID. Like, I have no one to take care of me. I have no one to, like, just give me that extra spunk. And then I pull out a mirror and I look at myself like, chick, you gonna die alone, literally, and you gonna have to take care of your doggone self. So let's start doing it.
Okay, so there are so many things I need to unpack with both of you ladies, and I think I can be open and honest with you both. I've said this to many women, and many women have either said you were right, or many women got offended with me. A lot of you women are too much for most of the men out here. And when I mean too much, I know, don't get me wrong. We know that personality is strong. We know that bank is strong. We know everything about both of you women. You women have been business women as long as I've known you. But a lot of times it's intimidating to a lot of these men. These men, unless you running with somebody who is just as intimidating as you are, and as, it just may not work for you. And I hate to say that, but that's in any relationship. Most people, especially after you get to be a certain age, you start doing the settling thing. Like, okay, I didn't want anybody that smoked. Okay, well, he smoked a little weed.
I can't do no
Well,
smoking.
girl, right. I mean, but you see what I'm saying? But he smoked a little weed. So where's he smoking a little weed at? In your house.
No.
But you ain't want no smoker. I mean, so I just think, because keep in mind, your great grandmother, was she a educated, well-to-do woman carrying designer purses? What was the life of your great grand? Right.
A book and a smock, and my granddaddy gave her all his money, and she had 6 kids. Yeah, and
see what I'm saying?
Right, but I knew when I was growing up, I didn't want to be that person having a whole bunch of kids. Like, just growing up in my life, my household with so many siblings, I'm like, oh Jesus, hell no. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be the person just sit there that everybody got to come to for money, even though she had all her money and her goodies up here.
Right.
Yeah, that was not me. Sorry.
So I don't think, I've heard you say that the guy doesn't exist. And I think that there are many guys that exist that actually meet what we're looking for. But we have to kind of get out of our own way. We have to stop making it about a relationship and make it about taking our time and getting to know people. You know, one of the things that I find is people, they meet and everybody is so stressed about a relationship. You know, see, I don't believe that men and women only meet because they're going to have a relationship. We meet for various reasons.
That's right.
I absolutely believe that that guy exists if you just take your time and get to know people. But everybody wants to, oh, I'm attracted and he's single. And the first thing you asking is, you know, where's this going? What do you want? Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Well,
Right.
let's see where we see ourselves 5 minutes,
25 minutes from now,
5 hours, maybe 5 days from now, maybe 5 months.
Right.
Let's just take our time. And I think that if we enjoy the getting to know each other period and stop really stressing about that relationship so much, it's like everything got to be a relationship. You know, we all hardwired and stuff for this. I think if everybody would just relax, I think that person that fits you and all of the things that you want, you're going to find them because you're going to get to know them. We hop in relationships with people we don't even know.
Oh, that's true. That is very true. That's why I tell people all the time to expand your horizon, look at things differently. You know, for a lot of people, it may not be in your race. You know, my connection to social media and monitoring and trying to get clients to get socially media savvy, I look at the fact that interracial couples are the most trending thing on social media now. Even if you look at commercials, if you look at just advertise, all of that is pushing interracial couples, beauty, the mixed race. The thing is that we've got to get back to wanting to be in love with each other and learning how to love each other. That's my thought on that as well too. What about you, Thai?
I agree, but for me personally, and just seeing my friends in this light, like I had a child at the age of 24 years old. My friends are just now having babies. I'm like, oh Jesus, you know.
Wow.
Man is out the house. Well, she ain't out the house, but man is older. So just to be around individuals who are just now having babies and they're experiencing life. I've traveled the world. I've done things that my friends can only imagine doing. And now it's to the point where, okay, now let's think about this settling down lifestyle. But then I still have so much other things that I know I want to do personally. Then it's like, if it happens, it happens. But I'm not going to be sitting up. Well, I am sitting in the house on Friday night, but I'm not twiddling my thumbs waiting for that individual to show up. Because after this broadcast, hey, it's in a beautiful city outside. And I guarantee you, I explored and had a good time in it.
And you should. I had my kids. Well, I have my oldest one young as well. So both of my daughters are adults, and I'm in the grandkid phase. And so one of the things that I have as a requirement for me is the no young kid thing. So as you're saying, you're dealing with people who are just now having kids and stuff. And I am so kind of past that. And most friends are too. But, you know, that is one of the challenges that you find with men, because I think they hit almost a midlife crisis thing and they can still do it. I met a 53-year-old that had a 3-year-old. And I'm like, what am I going to do with you?
What you do? Where they do that at? Right.
What am I going to do with you? There's nothing for me to do with you.
Well, Xavier, thank you for taking me to the next question, because that was actually my next question. With no male bashing involved, we're not going to male bash, but what are some of the biggest issues or things that may need to be addressed? And the beautiful part about all this is we all like Black men, so I'm sure we all can give our take on it. I'm gonna let you ladies go first, and then I'll give my take last. I'm gonna come to you first. What are some of the things? And again, gentlemen, this is not male bashing. This is just kind of straight up. This is what the problem is. So go ahead.
I don't really think it's a problem. And she just hit the nail on the head where they are having this midlife crisis at 50 and they want to have children. So that's one of the barriers. And, you know, my womb closed in 1999. I knew I was that one. So I'm like, oh, now you want me to
you shut it down. You shut it down.
Shut it down. And then there's still, that was just one thing with the children that they're trying to find themselves, and they're trying to find themselves in their careers. Where my career has, I've reinvented myself a couple of times and still about something else. So that's two. But then something is really beautiful. A guy that I've been knowing for I don't know how many years, and he called me the other night. He was like, he was like, I ain't no 6-figure nigga. And I'm gonna be upfront. He said, but I can make sure you eat. I can rub your feet. I can do this. I can do that. I'm like, boo. That's all I'm looking for in life. Somebody that can do that other side that I really can't do for myself. Lord knows, everybody in the world knows I refuse to cook. I can bake, but I refuse to cook. So if you want to make sure that I have a good meal by the time I come home, because I get home late, I love that. But I would never bash a male, and I believe in building them up. If there's something that you have with your dream, dude, want to start your trucking business. Okay, boo. Let's go online and let's go see what websites is available so we can start this up. But I realize, me personally, I'm a pusher and I will help you get to that point. But if you don't got those legs and feet to grow, then I'm out of here.
Okay. So go ahead, Xavier, because I already have looked y'all up in my magical book, and I'm going to tell y'all both about yourselves. Go ahead, Xavier. I'm ready. And then I'm going to give mine, but I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. Yes.
No, I'm definitely not a male basher because I was a daddy's girl,
Okay,
and my
good.
first in life was a guy. My first best friend in high school, he was a guy. So I'm not a male basher. But one of the things that I find to be problematic now is stereotyping that goes on. The stereotyping of Black women and the stereotyping of women in general. Before I open my mouth, when I show up, before I open my mouth, a lot of men have already determined who I am. I've heard high maintenance, just all of those kind of things. And I, first, am not high maintenance, Secondly, I maintain myself, So the high maintenance thing, and it's when the guy, I don't want to say his name because I never did, but the one that passed away. I mean, he has
that dude.
Yes, that dude. We're not even giving him no energy. Right.
There
yeah.
Any stereotypes that came out of that, what women were looking for. They just wanted somebody to take care of them, and just all kind of stuff like that. And you get judged on that stuff before you even say a word to somebody. It's so freaking frustrating, So that's where I think that
I agree.
Typing.
But even though when they say high maintenance, you have to switch it around. Like, what is your definition of high maintenance? Yes, I'm a chick that get my hair and my nails done, but guess what? I do it myself. And I think when you start breaking down the barriers and they start talking about, like, it's a certain vehicle that I drive. But guess what? I've been driving that same vehicle since 1997. Not the same vehicle, but that particular brand. So unless you want to come to the car no insurance, hey, welcome.
Right,
but this
right.
And I've been doing it by myself since 1997.
Right.
When they start hearing that and breaking it down, like, girl, you just want to sit in the house and watch football and on Mondays, Sundays, Mondays, Thursdays, and Sundays, and leave people alone. Yes, that's who I really am. With the person that you see outside, if I go to the store, you'll never know that. You got to open up your mouth.
Okay. So as I said before, you too much, but I got a remedy now. I do have a remedy. You are going to have to probably end up getting that dude that said, listen, not a lot of money, can cook, rub your feet, and be kind. Because most women who have obtained the level of autonomy like you ladies have and the things that you do, those guys are already married, belong to somebody. You done already flirted with them, whatever the case may be. And here Willie Earl has been sitting there all alone. And yeah, well, he Willie Earl. He Willie Earl the third. Willie Earl the third, by the way. Right, the third. But yeah, but he the only lineage that did not put the gold tooth in.
Okay. I can work with you.
Right. He the only one out the family that did not, and his teeth are perfect.
But you know what? Those barbecues off the chain, because daddy and granddaddy and uncle on that doggone queue is gonna be off the chain.
Yes. Okay, but you that type of girl. Right. You both are that. Right. Okay, so that's perfect. All right, wonderful. All right, so now here is what I feel, and I think this applies to anybody, especially with brothers. communication is essential. Communication. Women love good communication, guys. If you're not being open, honest, telling the truth about things, if you really come and be fair, a woman of means, she feel you're a good husband, she gonna make you a good husband. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna help you get to where you need to be a good husband. I've seen that time and time again, so I know that works. It's just that communication, the inertia to do things, the energy to get up and do it. Don't say you're gonna do it, you're gonna get up and do it. You're gonna make it happen. That's right. When I look up, you done made it happen. Not so what happened? Mm-hmm. See, what happened was what happened? Because if you made it happen, then it happened. It shouldn't have been. And then when you make it happen, you keep it so it keep moving. So okay, so that's another thing that women have and just people, me in general, just period. The third thing is be kind to yourself. Yes. Be kind to yourself. A lot of these brothers are not taking their medicine. I've been hearing stories lately of guys who are not, first of all, diabetes, high blood pressure, other, different health ailments, either not going to the doctor or going to the doctor and not taking the medicine that they're giving them, or not even looking for natural remedies. They keep killing it with alcohol. And, so that's another thing that people want honesty from their brothers. And I'm sure if I had a series of men on here, they would say the same thing from their sisters. But that's pretty much how that works. All right. Mm-hmm. Okay, good, ladies. You both okay?
I'm good. Yep.
Okay, good. All right. Yes, ma'am.
So one of the things that I definitely want to stress, though, is that I know, we talk about love and we talk about relationships and stuff. But I think that we should stress the relationship part so soon. We shouldn't go out for the relationship. So my dad used to tell me something. He used to tell me that when you find the right person, it's the person that makes you want the relationship. You want a relationship because you met the person. You don't want the person because you want a relationship. Mm-hmm. You're not looking for the relationship. You're looking for the person. And I think we be getting that backwards sometimes.
So me, I know me and majority of my friends, like we really want, of course, you want the marriage and all other stuff, but you just want someone that can connect with you. And if you can connect with me, then I'm good. Like I'm not, I don't go, that's what I'm saying. This age, if you would ask me this 5 years ago, I had these people that play in my head and they were planning a wedding, the cruise and everything. And how many people going to show up before the date is over.
Have you gone to ma'am? Have you gone to a doctor for that?
No, I did. I asked her.
I'm just joking. I'm just messing with you. I just want to know, ma'am, have you seen a doctor? I know.
You have to be a doctor with a girl. You just a Gemini. You and those people that live inside of your head.
Yes. Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure now. Okay, very good. I digress. Keep talking.
You threw me off.
Right.
Yes, but talking about people inside of your head, but just go with the flow. And I think even guys, they start playing things in their head like, okay, is this person the one, or what are her flaws, or dude, you don't have to do that. Just go with the flow. If it feels good, if it seems good, if it just excites you, just go with it. Don't play with the people in your head, because the people in your head gonna fuck you up. Oh, I cursed.
That's okay. That's all right. This is a late night show. That's why it's a late night show. Okay. And that's what this show is designed for. Okay. So I have a couple of questions from you. In order to make a relationship, or either maybe this is for Xavier, don't you have to have somebody else to say they want to be in a relationship? If not, it just continues to be a series of booty calls, or we just, kicking it friends, or you know what I'm saying? Versus how do you know it's ready for a relationship? I want to know that for myself.
Because as I said in the beginning, we need to take time to get to know people. And so if you take time to get to know a person, you're going to know what it is that they really want.
Yes.
I know you, Chat Daddy. I know what you really want. I mean, though you might not want it with me, but I know what because I know you. I've known you for years. We talk.
Right.
So you can get to know people on a different level and still know if they want a relationship or not. And you'll also learn whether they want it with you or not, whether you eat right. You know,
Yeah.
we trying to fit these square pegs into these round holes and stuff. You know, so this is what I tell young girls now. You know, first of all, we need to start with creating the life that we want to live ourselves, so that no matter whether there's someone else in your life or not, you're happy. You know, and you come to the situation whole and happy. You know, and that's a whole different experience rather than coming looking for someone to make you happy. You know, nobody's gonna make you happy. If you're not already happy, it's just not gonna happen. You know, but yeah, create the life that you want, because you know, one of the things that I've learned about relationships, I've been in quite a few. I've been married, you know, I'm a widow, all that kind of good stuff. But one of the things that I've learned about relationships, you know what, I do this at least once every show. You know how you said the people in your head? Yeah, mine's just marched off too. I was just about to tell you
love
something.
y'all. I love y'all. Look, I got cocktails on this show. So look, it don't make no difference. All right. So let me tell everybody, for those of you all that are just joining us, welcome to a very special Friday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. This show is entitled Love Hurts. It has nothing to do with being hurt in love. It's about a series of things that have happened to you over your life, and really, in everything you've ever done, there is some hurt. And so tonight I have two of my most amazing friends with me talking about relationships. They're on the Inaugural show. I thought I would talk to two successful women about, you know, what does it take in relationships, life, all of that. These both of these ladies, we've talked for years about relationships, and I love them both. The one and only Miss Criteria Towns and Miss Xavier Fox. And we got a couple of more things we're going to talk about before we get out of here tonight. If you've not done so yet, please go over to YouTube, like The Real Chat Daddy Show, Facebook, like The Real Chat Daddy Show. This is trying to be a Friday night live show that we'll do, and every week we'll talk about something different in relationships. So, all right. So, ladies, I want to know, what does it take to have a reciprocal relationship? And both of you kind of answered that. But once we get in a relationship, like, do I start putting gas in your car? Do I start, you know, who pays for dates still? Do we exchange Christmas gifts? How does that all work? I want to know how does a reciprocal relationship work?
That's overthinking. Like, it shit just comes naturally. Prime example, a couple of months ago, probably January, February, this dude that I was seeing, he literally fussed at me because I went to the gas station at night. I was like, oops, I forgot. Clearly I drive on E all the time. And I was like, I forgot. And he lives in another area. He lives in Beverly. He came all the way to my house to put gas in my car. And I was like, that's interesting. No one has ever done that before. But again, he's an older gentleman, and he wanted to make sure that I was taken care of. So I thought that was really, really sweet. And like a couple of days later, I gave him a nice little, he journals a lot. So I got him a journal or whatever. But I thought it wasn't a tit for tat. It was something that, I hate Gemini girl. I just wanted to be nice to him because he thought that much of me. As far as Christmas and stuff, I don't even make it to Christmas. That's so bad. But I'm sure if you buy me a gift, I'm going to buy you a gift back.
I got to work on you. I got to work on you, my friend. I do. I'm going to have to work on you. I'm going to have to lay hands on you the next time I see you.
I know, but God knows. I always tell people God knows me, and I know my faults. My faults is patience. So if you can't.
Hold tight.
Okay.
So my book, what day are you born on, my dear?
June 10th, a Monday.
Okay, so born on June 10th, your negative traits are overbearing, jealous, too proud, selfish, impatient.
I'm definitely impatient.
And idealistically. You know, that's them people in your head, all of that you don't plan it all out. Now, that's the negative traits for the day you were born.
What's up?
Now,
positive.
Look, I know you wasn't gonna fight with him because you're a Gemini. You right. That was your bad side
That's a bad
that
side.
answered that. That was your bad side that answered me like that. Now,
Mhm.
your positive, but now keep in mind what I done told both of you all. Your positive is leadership, creative, progressive, forceful, optimistic, strong, conventional, independent, and gregarious.
Oh, yes.
That's your positive traits. And I will agree. I will agree. You all Facteria threw a party the beginning of this summer that was the coldest party
In Chicago.
in Chicago. This woman gave helicopter rides at the party, helicopter rides of the city at the party. Most people got ponies and petting zoos. She had helicopter rides at her party. So yes, so everything positive about you is correct. I want to get into why did the negative kind of bother you? Because
No,
how did your other twin feel about the negative? That's the way we should say that.
But it's okay. I accept all my negative with my positive because I turn my negative into lemonade. I'm definitely a selfish chick. I'm selfish about everything. I'm definitely independent. I came in saying INDEPENDEND, you know what I mean? Like, I love that song. What else was a negative, not too favorable trait of mine?
Let me see. Let me go back to your date. Hold on a second. Overbearing.
Yeah, I am. Hello?
Huh?
Yes. I am.
Okay. Jealous.
But the jealousy doesn't fit me. So I'm not a jealous person.
Okay.
Now I'm not jealous, but if I see something, then I'm going to destroy you. So no, it's not jealousy. It's like I am going to destroy you. Yes, that is me.
Okay. All right. Well, then that's pretty much them. Okay. All right. Miss Xavier, we coming into you next.
Yes.
Are you ready? Huh?
Yes.
Okay. So Miss Xavier, your negative traits are selfish, can be insecure, stubborn, uncompromising, fault-finding, withdrawn, and a tad bit prejudiced. So those are your negatives, okay? So lament over the negatives, and then I'm gonna give you your positives, and then we'll talk about whichever ones you want to talk about. Huh? You said what?
Third. That's August 23rd?
Yes, August 23rd.
You on the right date?
August 23rd.
Yeah.
Yes, August 23rd. All right. But let me give you your positive now. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Your positive is loyal, loves travel, communicative, intuitive, creative, versatile, and trustworthy.
Those are pretty good. Those are pretty accurate.
Right. It's amazing. See, I'm always get a negative first because I always love to see people's reaction. I love people be sitting there like, what? And then I give them their positive. But then you have to realize in your chart that negative is the reason why you are what you do in your positive. Keep in mind, okay? Creative. So in your negative, it said stubborn. You get what I'm saying? Uncompromising. So when you all start rising to these great levels of I am, and it's a Birkin bag and honey, yes, and all that, is that your negative is what helped push you to that positive. And that's where we have so many issues out here nowadays of people, huh? You said what?
I said I agree. The negative pushes you. I agree.
Uh-huh.
Is there a delay? On me?
Right. That's what creates your positive. I mean, the positive.
Mm-hmm.
It is. I'm trying to figure out if it's somebody's Wi-Fi because it's Wi-Fi. Other than that, it's great. Okay, very good. Now, ladies, our last conversation for the evening,
Right.
I want to talk about the. You said what?
I said, let's
I know.
here.
It's going.
Oh, okay. I know. Let me sip my beverage. Can everybody still hear me?
Yes, cocktails and conversations. I love it.
Yes, conversations. Yes. Okay. So, as you guys all know, the Stars Network had a end of summer show that had everybody abuzz. The end of summer show, not only this summer, but last summer, was the hit show P Valley. P Valley is the story of a strip club in Chucalissa, Mississippi, that has been an iconic institutional place for years. Its main character is Uncle Clifford. We've all fallen in love with the characters. Either you love P Valley or you hate P Valley. Both of my guests tonight have watched P Valley, and I wanted us to have a conversation about P Valley. And from that conversation, I want to throw an added twist in after we get the conversation going. Okay, go right ahead, ladies.
Go ahead. You can start. I've seen.
Here we go. You'll start
off. What is your take on P Valley?
Uncle Clifford, rule number 24.5: no crying in the paint. Let me tell you about the paint. I love the paint. I feel like the first season was just so new and raw and uninhibited because it was in a strip club. But even though they were in a strip club, they had morals, they had values. You had things that was going on and made you think like, whoa, this is the family that they have because they didn't have anyone else. And then to have this new season to give you a backstory of each one of those characters just blew my head. Uncle Clifford been Uncle Clifford since he was a baby. Knowing about the grandma, the auntie and the things that she had. Loretta Devine has always been a beautiful singer, but to see a whole nother side of her when she was like, if you come back to me, that's what I'm gonna do. Looking at Mercedes and dealing with the issues that she had with her mama. And oh my God, Bishop Pastor Mayor, Lord have mercy. She ain't nothing nice. But you see that everything that Bishop Pastor Mayor went through got her to the position where she was at now. When she said, I hold so all y'all can fly, I think I fell out the bed that night.
I did too. I was
going to say something similar. The thing that gets me with P Valley is the resilience of the women in there. You know, even though, you know, the strip club, you know, that has all those connotations, the negative connotations of being in the strip club, when it's actually a legal profession. You know, people make a lot of money doing that stuff.
A lot.
The resilience of the women, you know, what's the lady?
Mississippi?
The light-skinned lady that, you know, went through the flood and somewhere.
Haley.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. And just looking at her story and where she started out as, because I remember when the show first came on and she was just kind of lost running around with somebody else's ID, you know, whatever. And now she owns, you know, she's in there, she's making moves and stuff.
Time out. That means she was a scammer and she scammed. There you go.
She was making moves. You know, everybody don't start off straight, you know, but I'm just saying.
You're right. No, you're right. In many ways. And that's what we're going to talk about in this conversation. We're going to talk about it. Right. Absolutely. Okay. No, ladies, you both are right. I think it's a very ingenious show. Fi, I'm going to have to agree with you. This second season, I loved it for the simple reason is I love backstories about anything. I love anybody's documentary backstory. I fell in love with JoJo Dancer, Your Life is Calling.
I went there this week, a couple of weeks ago. Richard Pryor, Peoria.
That movie is one of the best movies ever. You understand me? Because that's how a lot of people were raised in whorehouses, strip clubs, just juke joints, all that kind of situation. So I love that. But back to P Valley, I just love the uniqueness. A character like Uncle Clifford speaks volume on acceptance in the LGBTQ plus community. Just me, he too much for me now, but I have to give him credit for being unique, for doing what he has to do. I'm sure we're gonna talk a little bit about his love interest now and how that all came about. But I think it's overall, I think it's a great show, and I really would continue to watch it. Now, speaking of, did you have something you want to say?
No, but I was just want to say, like, I met you in 2005, and you were my first Uncle Clifford. The things that you did for people, no, I'm serious. The things that you did for people and the advice that you gave us. You were a man wearing fingernail polish. And I'm like, all right.
I had somebody tell me they wanted to lick my fingers. I said,
oh. And your toes. Don't get it twisted.
I said, oh.
Okay, bring it back. But for you to be like our own version of Uncle Clifford for the women in Chicago, you nurtured us, you fed us, you've always taken care of, I feel like, your girls. So he was my version, you were my version of him, which I see all the sex things because I ain't got that deep. But whoo, if that's the way y'all get down, Lord have mercy, I need a fan. Remember I talked to you after every sex thing, I'm like, Daddy, what y'all do? Oh my God.
That's what I say to him, like, oh my God.
What's wrong?
Well, speaking of that, I had this conversation with a lot of people about the sex scenes in Pink, as far as the male on male sex scenes. So I've had some people that said, oh my God, it completely blew my mind. It just was the most erotic, just whatever ever. And then I had other people say to me, I really did not need to see that. I did not need to see that. Oh yeah, quite a few people. And here's the funniest thing.
Female or male.
Well, now here, you know me, I talk to a little bit of everything. I talk all the way from the Generation Z, all the way up to our octogenarians. I went to a lovely yard party, was sitting around with some lovely octogenarians. It was all retired bourgeoisies. And they was like, honey, y'all could have kept that sex scene. Them sex scenes was just too damn much. But I've had other people say it was the most erotic thing that they had ever seen. And so I mean, I don't know. So here's my question, because I tell people, it is, for somebody like me, it is mind-blowing to see gay sex on TV. It is mind-blowing to me. Like, and I hate to sound religious or a prude or whatever, but I'm like, Lord, clutch my goddamn, my pearls, because this too much. Right. Like, oh, Lord. But is that where we are now? I mean, let's look at Lizzo with body acceptance, half naked, ass out. Here we looking at a show that we talking about. The show is amazing, but then we done seen some things that really only my eyes have ever. Well, I mean, as far as right. Okay, I digress. Help me, ladies.
So I think that overall in this society, we needed to get to a place of acceptance anyway.
Right.
I agree.
Religion and just all this stigma of they try and direct everything like we're cookie cutters and we're all different. Back in the day when homosexuality was not accepted or whatever, you had lots of people committing suicide. You had women who may have been overweight committing suicide. You had someone who may have had acne committing suicide, because you're not accepted, because you're not like somebody else thinks you should be. And that is just so wrong. We are all put down for different purposes, on different journeys. We look different, we sound different, we think different, we smell different, all of that kind of stuff. And I don't have to be like you for you to accept me.
Yes.
Right.
And you have to be like me. It's the differences make the world intriguing and interesting. If we were all the same, imagine how boring that would be.
But I love what she said, but then I'm gonna take a little twist to this. Okay. I'm a PK kid.
Right.
I remember the first time I saw Eyes Wide Shut. Remember Tom Cruise and whatever tall little girl? And I was like, wow, I never really seen anything like this on TV. I wasn't exposed to anything like this. But guess what? That's always had me intrigued, because Chat Daddy knows I love whips and chains. They excite me. Before Rihanna said it. Right. So having that, and then just to see how society has changed over the years and how we keep pushing the limit more and more and more. I think during the pandemic, Wet Ass Pussy was a doggone song. And I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, ooh, y'all going to hell, but I want to hear it again, and I want to hear it in my car, right? So to see how things have evolved. And I remember Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. That was like the TV show in the 90s. Like right after Sex and the City ended, then Queer Eye was on. And Queer Eye was, you know, literally taking straight people, mainstream people, exposing the gay lifestyle, but it was never to the point to what we seen on Stars with P Valley. And
right.
The flip side of me always says like, oh my God, we live in the end of days, Sodom and Gomorrah, Lord have mercy. This is Sodom and Gomorrah. They exposed it to the world. But that other side, it was like, hey, go on, Uncle Clifford, get you some. I was so proud that particular, I'm not going to say that particular lifestyle, because at the end of the day, they had loved each other. So love, no matter what it looks like, was exposed to the masses. And it's going to keep coming back. The issue is, I think P Valley pushed the limit. I want to see how much further they're going to push it. Jesus Christ. You're going to need some pearls.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to crush my pearls. That's how crazy it is. So let me ask you this, and shout out to the gentleman who plays Little Murder on the show. Little Murder's character is something that I have been telling people for years. People have always thought that black gay was whimsical and Madea and Uncle Clifford type and all that type, when actually black gay had turned so thuggish and hood and street and all that years ago, that I think a lot of people are blown away by somebody like Little Murder stepping up into his truth. So and I know that's just the character that man plays. He's married, wife, kids, but I think he's an award winner for that performance on that show. You know what I'm saying?
He need a Grammy, Oscar, EGOT. He need all that.
Everything. He need a church fan with his picture on the back up. You know what I'm saying? Right. Right.
The issue is like you like the people that know you, that you talk to, I understood it because you told me. But it was a whole bunch of people that never understood it. And now, within the rap industry, it could be gay people that's out here and they just sitting back like, maybe they feel like a little bit more acceptance because of that particular character opened the door for him. Like fat people, I don't have to say big girl shit. I already know I'm fat, 220 pounds. Hey, but I've always been comfortable in my own skin. But to see someone like a Lizzo, I'll never forget when she was at the MTV Awards and she had a wedding dress. We remember that with Madonna coming out with Like a Virgin. And she came out with Why would men gotta be great too? We gotta be great, whatever song she made. But I thought that was just, it was transformational. And we need more of I'm saying that lifestyle, but just more people loving and accepting them for who they really are.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Right. I could not agree. Xavier, where are you at with all of this?
Well, like I said, I have always believed that, we needed more acceptance. When you talk about the religion and, all of that stuff, and you have all the judgment going on, and I think that is the problem all around. When we talk about gay, when we talk about relationships and love and finding the person, there's so much judgment based on what? We don't even know it's based on something that somebody told us.
Some white man told us. Right. But then it's also just dealing with religion over the years of the acceptance of what you should, what you ought to be doing.
Somebody else decided was good for whatever their purpose was, whatever they was trying to control the masses with, whatever they were trying to accomplish. They had to make somebody the villain, and so it was the overweight, it was the people who like same sex, those were the villains. Those were the villains. You villainize those people. So the people like them, because they were accepted, they were straight, they were thin, they were, who knows what else they were, but we can all imagine what they were. But yeah, I think that the whole again, back to stereotypes. I think stereotypes are dangerous in
Mhm.
all
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. Yeah.
Media controlling that. And I applaud platforms like your TikToks and your Instagrams and everything else, because
Right.
that's a rabbit hole that once you go down, it's hard to come out. To see just everything that's really out here, that when you see things on TV, we didn't have any of that. You had the Huxtables, and Claire Thin, the kids thin, ain't nobody fat, ain't nobody, got short hair or whatever. They all nice, clean cut people. But when you go outside and go to reality and go into these schools and you actually see what individuals look like, they don't really look like the people that they portray on the media. But that's what the media want us to be. So, Chad Jetty, you started off saying that the media has turned, eye towards people with natural hair, in mixed marriages and all of that. But these undertones are still there. And that's where we have to continue to let people know how to love themselves, be true to their own self, and stop trying to,
I agree.
be something that you're not.
Right. And that's
I agree. I agree.
As far as we should be telling people, don't be so focused on the relationship. Be focused on creating the life that you want to live. Because no matter how many relationships you get in, if you are not living the life that you were purposed for, what's burning inside of you and your passion, if that person leaves, what do you have? If you're putting everything on somebody else making you happy, and then that person takes off,
Then you're gonna be depressed.
And you're destroyed. Right. You're devastated. Right. You have nothing to hold on. You have to create your life first. So when you come into that relationship, whether they leave or not, you still gonna be happy.
That's absolutely.
You just need to find somebody else.
I'm so glad you said that, because for years I tell people, really all I need is a weekend love. I really, you could actually leave me alone during the week. You could, from Monday through Friday afternoon, you could leave me alone and just love and date me from Friday night, Saturday to Sunday. But come Monday, I've been like that for years, and people have a hard time understanding that. It's like, listen, and I'm gonna be the most loving, wonderful mate, but those days I just need to be me, do what I need to do, getting up, going to work, all of that kind. Leave me alone. But leave me alone. Let me go make this money and leave me alone.
I'm gonna give you this is the craziest situation. Dude that I know, like he wants you to be with him during the week, and I'm like, how can I do that? I gotta go to work. I can see you Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We do weekends, but I can't do you during the week because I gotta wake up and I have to drive an hour and a half of traffic against my better judgment half the time. But I thought that was so cute. I'm like, saw this individual. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can now. Yeah, we had to add her back in. Go ahead. All right.
But I think it's so cute when you see an individual who, if you see him, he's all tatted up, 6'8", like you are a thug, but you want someone around you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Dude, that don't work for my lifestyle. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I could fit you in. And that really messed him up. So when you said that, I'm like, I know. I'll live that life.
Man, I might just want to travel, boo. Let me do my thing and then let's meet somewhere out of state and go lay on the beach and have drinks. That's what I wanted to.
But I noticed you can do that with friends and meet other people.
Yeah, that's an idea too.
Not female friends, and I am a living witness. I actually went out of town with one of my male friends. We have no kissing, no hugging, no touching, none of that stuff. We've literally been friends, but went out, had a ball, can meet other people walking down Bourbon Street, like, oh, he fine. Oh, yes, let me go over here. But that was so much fun, and not having these barriers or people running around your head. It's like, oh, I hope you don't think I'm doing this. Do you think I'm like him? Do you think I like him? No, just have fun. If more people just go out and have fun, man, the world will be a better place.
Yeah, okay. That's what I started off saying. We have to stop focusing on the relationship and just focus on getting to know people and enjoying that process. Enjoy the process. You asked that question about reciprocity earlier, and reciprocity you said, does come natural once you get to know that person. It's not a forced thing. If they really like you, they want, when you like somebody, you want to make them happy, right?
Right.
I won't
add to that happiness. So if they're not trying to add to your happiness, then that tells you something right there.
I agree. I look, anybody I get in a relationship with, I said, listen, I already live a stressful ass life. When you met me, I already was at my wit's end. I need somebody to come in to bring love, happiness, harmony, all of that. I just really, you ain't even got to talk to me. Just lay next to me. Let's chill, relax. Just because otherwise, my life is already stressful to begin with.
Don't add to my stress.
Right. If you listen to the news nowadays, that's enough stress right there. Just trying to commute to work, worried about somebody gonna shoot you, all that kind of stuff. So no, I think that people need to learn to nurture each other a little bit more. Nurturing is the best thing that could ever happen. Xavier, what do you feel about that?
Oh, we definitely need to nurture each other. But you know what? I think that that's the difficult thing because unfortunately, a lot of our kids have not been nurtured. You have to learn. I like to ask people, who taught you how to love? And a lot of times now, parents, we don't even have parents in the house anymore. We just have kids coming home, locking the door, putting some food in the microwave. So who's teaching people how to nurture? Who's teaching people how to love? We don't have any of that going on. So,
hey, Joseph. Hi.
I agree. I focus on work, but I do want someone to cuddle up in the evening and fall asleep beside. I do too. I love that. That to me is the best ding ding ever. Right. No, period. I just think sleeping next to someone is therapeutic. I just really do. Seeing that I used to be somebody with a weighted blanket. Now you get somebody with some weight and you cuddle up, sleep next to them is the most therapeutic thing ever. I don't care what nobody say, bad breath and all.
Well, I can skip the breath. I definitely like somebody that's with some weight, big guy. Yeah.
Yes. All right. So, ladies, speaking of big guys, some weight, all of that, what is attractive to you about a man? What do you look at more than anything when you're attracted to a man?
Intellect. Your brain will turn me on. I love intellect.
What if he's smart and it's only 2 inches?
Then I'm walking out the door.
But ma'am, I asked you and you intellect.
I know. Because smart people turn me on. Yeah, but no, if we have a problem in that, then it was not going to work and they're going to be friends for the rest of our lives. But
okay.
But now notice she said intellect first. She didn't say big penis and intellect. She said intellect.
Big. You want too big?
Said you specific. I'm very the words. I'm literal. Okay. So you said, what do you see? You said, what do you look at when you're attracted to a man? So for me, it is that whole presentation. But I'm gonna check out his teeth first. I'm gonna check out his height. He needs to be thick. But it's the whole presentation, the whole swag. How does he carry himself? How does he present himself? The energy that he gives off. Just that whole thing. Is he like solid? Or is he just kind of iffy? Like he's not real sure of himself.
Confidence. That's what an intellect comes in. You have confidence.
And I definitely need the intellect, but you don't get to the intellect part until after you actually want to talk to him.
No, sometimes you can tell. I'm sorry. I can tell.
Well, sometimes you can.
Right. Confidence, the way you carry yourself, just confidence. And a confident person, if you 5'2" and you walk up to me, then you got to be a confident motherfucker. I'm serious. Like, let's rock and roll. But
now that's discrimination of little people, right?
I'm 5'2".
Okay. All right. So you don't want no man 5'2".
No, I'm just saying. I'll be taller than you in heels. I mean, it is what it is.
Oh, that is true. That is true. Okay.
Remember the heels last year. Who I can't remember.
I like to shop at the big and tall shop. So 5'2" ain't nothing in there for them.
Okay, right. That's the little portly man store, or whatever they call it, the jockey store.
I won't discriminate. I promise you. Because I mean, like, just think about guys could look at me and was like, I don't want to be with you because you short.
Right.
You too short for me. I want to be with a woman who's like 5'6" and above, but I can't be that tall.
That's their preference. Everybody has a preference.
Everybody got a preference. Everybody got a preference. And I remember dating younger. It was like, if you're not built like a football player, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to him. And I just look at the people that I dated in the past. Was like, oh my God, I literally had these stipulations on an individual. Bad girl.
Yeah, that's what you prefer. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, but just because I prefer that, there's other things that come with it as well. Most people date guys. If you look at most football player built type dudes, they're traditional whores.
They are, but a lot of the men that are not.
You know what? I have to agree with you on that. I do. Yeah. I look, dated it. Yeah, absolutely right.
You have unattractive men that are whores. I mean, look at Flavor Flav. Look at Seal. I mean, you have and not just famous men that are unattractive. There's
I would take Seal over Flavor Flav any day.
It's like like a cockroach.
But
in my opinion, that cockroach they can look good together in the picture. That ain't gonna work.
Not famous and they're out here being pimps and players. They got more babies scattered around than litter. It doesn't matter what they look like. It's the woman that's a man that's ready to set it off with them. It just happens. All of us have that option. So I don't know why you settle for less because you may not be one person's preference. I want what I want, and until there's a combination that comes along and tells me that, not them telling me, but my brain tells me, okay, well, we're willing to sacrifice this for that. Because to me, and so here's that thing where Chat Daddy, you said something about me being born on a day I wasn't compromising or something like that, which is funny to me because I always say when people compromise, that's not always a good thing because sometimes that means that nobody gets what they really want.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Really getting what they want. So compromise is not always a good thing.
It's 80% rule. Can you deal with 80%? Can you give it that 20%? 50-50 does not exist.
Mm-hmm.
It's like temperature in the house. I was at my daughter's house. She liked it cold, and I like it warmer. So she said her husband agreed on 73. Well, 73 because it's so warm. It feels cold in there because the house is big, and so it's a lot of cold to get it to 73.
That's what they got footy pajamas. God made footy pajamas.
Listen, I shouldn't have to wear footy. I'm not wearing footy pajamas in the house.
See, that's a compromise.
Well, now I'm gonna tell you my remedy because I'm in a situation where they like it cooler than I do. I have bought me a electric throw, and I take that electric throw just about everywhere I go. And then I have a cashmere throw. I put my little electric throw on. I make sure I sit near a plug. I put my little cashmere throw over it. And I tell people I done became instant grandma at your house now. But that's so I'm not right. That's why I'm not freezing. I'm not right because I have to stay warm. Look, I'm having mobility issues. Hell, if I don't stay warm, I'm gonna be like the Tin Man from the Wiz. Right.
Oh me.
Right. Earl me, please put some Earl on me. Right. So yeah, so I got to stay warm. If I don't, I won't move. So that's how that works.
This is a cool little conversation. I want to give a little segue. Nia Long. You see, the whole internet is on her side. But when you look at individuals like a Nia Long or Halle Berry, hell, Beyonce, they all got cheated on.
Yep.
And guess what? That love hurts, and they still here. So, guess what? We're all gonna survive like Diana Ross.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That's what it's all about. It's all about survival. It's all about, doing what's necessary and having to move on. And here's the deal. We are all meant to love and be loved and give love and all of that. It's just that I think right now we're living in a time where people are just so mentally out of it that love is the last thing that we believe in. I think that's what it is.
But I got a question. So do you
Yes.
believe that we are only supposed to be with one mate?
No.
Like, can you love an individual? Prime example, you married, got a wife, you with your wife. You done backslid 10, 12, 15 times. Still love your wife. But there are other things that's out here that you want. Prime example, on the Game of Thrones, House of Dragons the other day, they were walking down the street and Rhaenyra said, I might like apple pie, but I know you like blueberries. Is it okay that I have my apple pie and you can still eat your blueberries and we will still be okay? They said okay, even though they went into a relationship knowing that they both was going to cheat with someone else.
So
go ahead, Xavier. Go ahead.
I don't think monogamy is natural. I believe it's a choice.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that our attraction to other people and our sex drives are natural. Those things are going to happen naturally. How you manage that is your choice. It's up to you. I definitely believe that. Well, I'm going to go back to preferences. I just believe that we should just go with what it is that we want. And we need to not focus so much on the relationship part. I think we need to focus on really just getting to know people, because getting to know people, we actually get to know ourselves more as well. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people don't know themselves. And this is why we keep choosing some of these wrong people, because we really need to get to know ourselves and what our voids and stuff are, because we're running around here filling voids when we need to be whole when we go out here.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I couldn't agree with you more. That was beautifully said. It really is, because I think that a lot of people want to be in relationships, but I don't think they have the fundamentals that it takes to really be in a relationship. And when I'm in a relationship, it's a non-negotiable. Mm-hmm. Certain things must happen. I don't care who you are. I respect you for your individuality. All of that. But certain things must happen. And if they don't happen, then this relationship is not going the right way. I spoke to a friend of mine who has been married for many years, beautiful wife, family, beautiful house, all of that. He cheats from time to time. And he says the reason is that his wife has done so many just amazing things, from mother, homemaker, interior designer, to just you name it. She's fabulous. But he feels as if sex with her had gotten to the point where it wasn't what was needed. And he did not want to upset and bother her about it, because he didn't want it to be a problem. That's why he started going out, finding him something else to do.
Wow.
I could write a book on that, because my one of my ex-boyfriends, he is a neurologist. He came here for a conference that was in Chicago.
Okay.
And literally, I have never been to a medical conference. I will welcome everyone to go see what happens after hours. So
absolutely.
We were going to go have cocktails, and when I pulled up to the Hyatt downtown, I just saw some strange looking people, and this is around 9 o'clock at night, and I'm like, what in the world? Those are whores. I
know what you're getting ready to say. Yes. Yes.
So we go to the blues, have cocktails and everything. So he's telling me like his appetite of the things that he likes, as well as like this other dude that went out with us too. They're married, but what they desire is not what they wife in that house. But I'm like, but they're whores. And the answer was, well, shit, we got to the doctor if something happens. Like, oh my God, you're disgusting. But they are up in their level in their life, making buku money, and that's not what they desire that's in their home. And I've seen it, because the question they asked me, where are the strip clubs in Chicago? I'm like, I don't know. So I happily dropped their ass off. I was like, I don't know, because that ain't my lifestyle. But I mean, this is one of the reasons I knew that we wouldn't work, because when we went out, we were in Minneapolis at a conference, and we ended up at a strip club. And I was sitting there like, why am I here? He was like, just relax. I get, she could dance for you. Oh, was that bitch dancing on me? So I should have known from 1999 that this is what I was going to be dealing with, years to come. And if I was with him, he'd have been dead. I was in jail, but he'd be dead.
See, interesting, but you are absolutely right. I don't know if a lot of people remember this or not, but the Republican convention that led up to Donald Trump being elected president, gay male prostitutes made the most amount of money at that during that convention time than anybody, to the point that it made worldwide news. And if you think I'm joking, Google whenever that convention was, but gay male prostitutes cleaned up during that Republican convention.
And they're Republicans, they think they are the Bible.
Right. They could, but again, I said gay male prostitutes. You get what I'm saying? So right. So
Super Bowls. If you anybody go to a Super Bowl, I love one Super Bowl in Miami, but they have like a little book that you find in the airports. Like if you go to O'Hare Airport, you'll see a nice little book, Chicago Magazine. No. They have a magazine of all the call girls, all of the stuff that you could get into. Yeah, there's a party element of the Super Bowl, but there's a high drug and prostitution thing that is a whole nother underworld.
Right. Yes. Okay.
So that's all right. Love hurts. You see the wives, they stay with their ass, because they're going to make sure they have the cars, they provide them with the children, they do all other little stuff. But they ain't freaky in bed, and they want that gutter person. I swear I wish I would have took a picture of that, because I was like, why? Y'all see what I see walking into the hotel? I was like, oh, yeah, we got to school you.
Right. Yes. No, I agree with you 100%. I do. I agree with you. You're right. You're absolutely right. Xavier, look, you okay down there? What's going on?
About that was Xavier.
Right.
It's funny because some parts of that I know nothing about, but when my husband and I were dating, and I got married in my 20s, when we were dating, we went to strip clubs together. I went with him. We lived in New York, and we did the whole 42nd Street because I was fascinated with that whole lifestyle. So it wasn't necessarily him, it was me. And I've had a woman give me a lap dance before at the strip club. It wasn't, she had on some thongs or whatever. She wasn't naked, whatever. But yeah, I've had those experiences and stuff, and it's not the worst thing in the world.
She was like, I've had those experiences,
I can
love it.
But yeah,
I love it.
It was fun. I had fun. It was fun.
And see, back in my day, when I went to strip club in Atlanta, we went to Cheetah. And the reason I was at Cheetah because I dated people of a certain, I don't even say lifestyle. That's where they used to handle their business deals in strip club. What people didn't know, I would be there because they had the best fried lobster tails ever. Best food in strip club. So they be down there taking care of their business. My ass is over there munching and lunching. Me and my friends was like, girl, we're going to Cheetah. Okay, about to pick you up. Bam. We got money from him. We went shopping, but we went there to go eat too. So the food at Club Cheetah, I don't know if y'all still open in Atlanta, but the food's off the chain.
Well, I have two girlfriends. One of them has passed away, but these ladies used to love for me to travel with them when they would go to conventions, and they would go to your major African American conventions, Black Caucus, and all of those type of things. And so we would go. And I would be, I'm staying in their room with them, hanging out with them, shopping, doing all this stuff. And at night, we would either go to the hotel lobby bar or go to some reception or whatever. And as soon as we walked in the room, they would look at me and they'd be like, okay, bitch, you the hairdresser. You the hairdresser. Just go with this. You the hairdresser, right? I said, okay. So that was my signal to take my ass and go sit down at the bar. So I would hold their purses, right? But as these guys was buying them drinks and, you know, bottles of stuff and bottles of champagne or, you know, top liquor, whatever, they would always say, oh, y'all need to get our hairdresser a drink. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so I traveled the world with them ladies pretty much and had the time of my life. Now, what them ladies was doing, I look, to this day, I can't tell you. Wink, wink. But I had fun with them ladies. I did. And it was right. I don't know what them, if maybe they was, I don't know. I don't know.
At all the parties, so I'm the one that
I don't know now. I ain't gonna say. I'm just telling you now. But I guarantee you, I had a great time. Them ladies knew I was watching their purse. They knew all that. They knew all that liquor that was coming over there. I wasn't finna put nothing in it. Wasn't nothing gonna happen. Matter of fact, they had dudes buying bottles. The reason why I'm a Hennessy drinker to this day.
Is the name of the club called Dream in DC?
It's we used to travel everywhere, child, everywhere. But when we walked in the room and when they assessed the room, they would say to me, you the hairdresser. And that was my clue to know, right, I'm going to sit my ass over here and sit down, hairdresser, and we'll bring people. And they would bring guys over and introduce me. And good to meet you. Right. Yes, I was hairdresser. So, you know. Mm-hmm. So, we lost her. So, as we go to close out, tonight was excellent. It was wonderful. I know this was incredible. Hopefully, we'll get her back so she can say goodnight. In closing tonight, what do you most want to give to people as words of encouragement when it comes to relationships? I know you're looking for the man of your dreams, and I really do think you're gonna find him and he's gonna find you. And I don't want to say you find him, he's gonna find you. What do you most want people to know about relationships?
Just love and appreciate and support each other. Encourage and inspire each other. Just live in love. I don't have to go through don't go through your rule book of what you're looking for, of the checkoff list. Don't do all of that. Just enjoy life and love. If you love yourself, love God, number one. Love yourself. Don't compromise your morals. If you don't compromise your morals, right. Stay true to thy own self. And it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
And if he finds me, great. If he don't, my funeral is going to be off the doggone chain. So I'm like, everything's already going to be planned. I don't have to worry about you trying to take all my money and all my little coins and everything. I already have that allocated. So, hey, enjoy.
Yes.
And this is the thing I've been hearing everybody was like, what's your love language? What's your love language? Dude, chick, whatever. Just want to have fun. I want to live and love.
Me too. I couldn't agree more. Xavier, it's so good to have you back. We were just talking about, in closing, what would you like for everybody to know? Love is possible for people. So what do you want to say in closing?
In closing, I want to say, create the life that you desire to live. That way you'll always be happy, and you'll have someone to add to your happiness, and you won't be looking for someone to make you happy, because nobody's going to make you happy. And, just pursue your passion. If I were to ask you, what is your passion? What do you think your purpose is? Would you have an answer? And if not, then you need to think about those things. And love is out there. Take your time. Just take your time and enjoy it. I mean, if it's going to be forever, what's the rush?
Ooh.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
But what's the
All right. Well, my words of wisdom to everybody tonight about looking for love is to not sacrifice yourself for the sake of love. Stay tuned to who you are. Stay true to who you are and what it's about. Hopefully you'll meet somebody who will enhance who you are. Every relationship is a give and take. We've got to learn that. If you don't, equally yoked, reciprocity, all that plays a huge part in it. But don't lose yourself in the process. And hopefully the two of you can build together. That is the key to a good, healthy relationship. No matter the age, the circumstance, the whatever the case may be, because things are different out here nowadays. I mean, when was the last time either one of you ladies were invited to a wedding of somebody your age range?
I just went to one.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
You went to a recommitment, but not a wedding.
No, I went to a wedding when I went to Cancun.
Oh, that's right. Okay, and they were your age.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was like,
good.
good for you guys. And I was supposed to go with a dude, and I don't know what happened to him, but he did not show up with me. And I ended up meeting 3 guys. So hey, life is great.
So now, how much was paid on this dude to go to Cancun with you?
I don't pay. I told him how much it's gonna cost. This is what you need to pay. And it was so crazy because we were going to Cancun, and he told me he travels like me. If people know how I travel, I don't plan shit. So whoever you are out there, please plan, because I don't plan nothing. But I look at my flights and I see which flight I'm gonna get on, and I get on that flight. That's how I fly. And it might be last minute, it might be 24 hours before. Hey, I can do it. But he told me he travels like me. So I'm thinking like, okay, no problem. We're good. So get off the plane, called him. Was like, I'm leaving that morning. He didn't call. Got to Cancun, and the people was standing out with our names on the list because I had to, turn in his name. And it literally hit me like a tear almost came down. I was like, don't your ass cry. Suck it up. Man, went over to the dude. They was like, where's senior name? I was like, the motherfucker died. What? The motherfucker died. He was like, oh, he not coming? He is dead. So once we said that shit was funny as hell because I had to laugh at myself. They got my stuff, went to the hotel, took his name off of everything, called my college roommate, Erica. I'm down this motherfucker. I'm by myself, and I don't want to be by myself. You gotta come on here. Hey, I was on the next plane. When I tell you, it was the most beautiful story ever. Met 3 dudes down there. Uno, dos, tres, 3. So I was like, don't you ever. And we had our little powwow. I did share.
So I got so many questions, but we about to run out of time. So I'm going to have you back because I got so many questions. Like, you and him wasn't even on the same flight together going down there to meet each other?
No, because he told me he traveled like me. So I didn't book a flight. Like, people don't know this, but I don't book flights like traditional people.
No, I know. You're a baller. You're a baller.
Right. No,
you're a baller. Right.
I thought on a budget. So I make phone calls and be like, okay, which flight is open? Okay, hook me up and put me on that flight. Blah, blah, blah.
Got you.
I thought he told me he travels like me. So if you tell me he travels like me, then I'm like, cool. Just be here at this particular time. We got a car service that's picking us up. Blah, 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 blah. Man, when that motherfucker didn't show up, and I was like, he's dead to me. So of course, I blocked his number. I did all that stuff when I was there. Erica was like, we finna fuck him up. I'm like, here's the guy. I don't even care. So then she was like, girl, put some lipstick on. We about to go. We about to get some new news. Let's go, boo. Walking through that resort, it was so much fun. I think I just probably stayed inebriated the majority of the time. But when I came back, it was like, you do not exist to me anymore. So
Lord have mercy. Okay. All right. I my head is spinning. I got to go. Ladies, I love you both. This has been outstanding. Just a lot. Xavier, how can people find you, follow you, all that great stuff?
Oh, you can find me on all social media as Xavier Fox. That's XAV as in Victor, IAFOX, Xavier Fox. XavierFox.com is the website. Xavier Fox Media on YouTube. Xavier Fox on everything, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, all of that stuff.
All right. Lady Thigh, please tell everybody what they can do.
Oh, I'm saying Thyteria at Gmail. I mean, not Gmail. Lord have mercy. I gave the Lord my doggone thing. Thyteria at Thyteria.com. That is my my website, as well as Instagram, Facebook. I'm always Thyteria Town. Somebody wiped everything clean a couple of months ago, so I'm starting off fresh and new. That's a whole other story.
Oh my God. Well, ladies, I love and appreciate you both. This has been an outstanding conversation tonight. This went longer than I thought, and I'm so happy. I just felt like we talked about everything. For those of you all that are just joining us tonight, please do me a favor. Go over to YouTube, Facebook, subscribe to The Real Chat Daddy Show. That would help me out a lot. We really appreciate you. The normal Real Chat Daddy Show is now going to be on Tuesday nights, one night a week. This show is going to be on Friday nights, and we look forward to having a great time with everybody. For more information about yours truly, please visit therealchatdaddy.com, therealchatdaddy.com. And as I said before, if you could go subscribe on YouTube, The Real Chat Daddy Show. Ladies, I love you both. May you have a great weekend. Happy fall 2022. Stay out of trouble. Both of you ladies are just amazing. You really are. You really, really are. Very truthful, honest, fun to laugh and talk with. Thank you for helping kick off the inaugural edition of Love Hurts with Chat Daddy. It's not about hurt. It's about love and how things have hurt you over a course of time. He didn't even get on the same plane with girl. Okay, I get what you're saying. I'm a jet setter. You a jet setter. Right. And see, I'm still at the level like, no, we getting on the same damn airplane together.
Me too.
Yeah, like you sitting next to me. We having cocktails at the bar at 6 a.m. We sitting on the plane together. We might be playing Spank the Monkey under the blankets, any of them things. I mean, you know. Okay, right. We might be playing Spank the Monkey while we flying. Any of that.
Oh my God.
Of that. Yes. All right. Well, I love you ladies so very much. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. We'll see you next time with another edition of Love Hurts. Bye.